Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunday Leeds Champions League. Chris here, aka Big Will, and today we have two massive games for you that could pretty much affect who wins the title. Burnley at home and Stoke away. We face off against the top two. End result could be that we don't even finish in the playoffs or we secure a spot in the playoffs. Since you were last with us, something that's actually happened on the day of this first game. We have had a takeover completed. Unfortunately, the new owner that's taken over has taken out a bank loan to clear the financial debt that we had. I don't think it's going to really do anything. It's just been added to the remaining net debt of the football club. So it's not looking completely promising, but at least he's cleared some of the original financial debt that we had there. I think he took out a bank loan of 160 million just to clear that financial debt that was there. But of course, it's added on to main remaining debt loans as well. So it's not really solved anything, but we've had a takeover and it's not a tycoon or anything like that. It's just been within the club. So nothing really has happened regarding that. And now comes the two tough games. I've got a feeling, to be fair, if we don't even finish in the playoffs, we could get sacked, to be quite honest. I can't imagine it going out in our favour at all. I think it'll be a very, very tough ask. Um, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens in these two games. I'm really not sure how it's going to go. I'm just keeping everything crossed at the moment. So with that in mind, this game against Burnley, I mean, I believe that I'm fighting for my future at Everton. To be honest, the target was automatic promotion. We failed that. If we fail to get the playoffs as well, it could be curtains just after one season in charge. Recent results have been a little bit hit and miss, but our last two games, we've won by 4 goals to nil. So we've all of a sudden seemed to have woken up a little bit, but we do need to try and take that form into these two games against Burnley and Stoke. But against the top two teams in the league, it could be a very, very tough ask. In terms of the way things are looking in the league, obviously we're sat in fifth place at the moment based on current results. Sunderland is the game that we've got to keep an eye on, as well as Cardiff. But if we do our job and win our games, then we will be in the playoffs and we'll have plenty to work on from there. But I'm not really sure whether we're going to be capable of it. I mean, we've looked really good in the last couple of matches. Um, we've been rotating the midfield a little bit, and in the last two games, in fact, we've been playing Mwanga at centre back and pushing Edwards to defensive midfield, and having two of the younger players in at centre mid, and it does seem to have worked a little bit better. But having rested the two more experienced players, we brought them in today, and hopefully we can continue our current run of form. Tarome coming down this left-hand side, playing it to Dibbling. And we're just exchanging passes at the moment. I think the key thing is, whilst, yes, we do need to win both of these games, the key thing is not to lose them either. Draws may not be enough. That's a great ball. And it's a lovely goal from Kokalakis, who incidentally scored a hat-trick in the last game. What a pass from Messias. And we take the lead here against the league leaders. That's a huge goal from our perspective. And what a delivery from Messias. Kokalakis right onto it. The keeper couldn't get there first. He just delayed coming out of his goal to try and claim that. And it is 1-0. That's a massive, massive goal in the context of our promotion hunt. You'll have seen as well, Noel's back in goal as well. Another injury for the keeper. And unfortunately, he just keeps getting these knocks. He's sprained his knee ligaments this time, I believe. Sunderland are level at the moment against Stoke. So another massive game going on there. And at the moment, Live League table puts us into fifth. And as things stand, we will be qualifying for the playoffs. So what I'd probably do, if this stays as is, I'll probably miss the last game of the season against Stoke. And I will let my assistant take charge of the first leg of the semi-final, and we'll come back for the second leg of that playoff semi-final if it does work out that way. But for the moment, we just need to keep doing what we're doing, and then we can go into finer details from there. But getting into the playoffs was a very bare minimum expectation for us, to be honest. We need to be promoted. Because of the outlays that we've got as a club, we have to get promoted. It's not good enough for us to stay in the championship, to be honest. Hartman here into Fassini. Good interception from Lamine Fane. Can he get into the penalty area? He does. He makes the direct run. He's been tripped up, and a penalty has been given, and it's a massive, massive chance for us here. I mean, he took a bit of a risk, to be fair, Lamine Fane there, but he did manage to get us the penalty, and it's going to be taken by Saidu. It's a massive, massive chance for us. He has to score this. Saidu with the penalty, and he does fire it into the bottom corner. It's his 9th goal of the season, and that is a 2-0 lead we have now against the league leaders. It's a massive, massive goal, and hopefully it'll just calm the lads down a little bit. Obviously, getting into the playoffs, as I was saying just a second ago, it was bare minimum. Hopefully, we do still have a chance of getting promotion, because if we don't, I don't know, again, if I'll be in a job come the end of the campaign. But we've got an opportunity here. We're 2-0 up against the league leaders. We need to keep it as is. Goal difference and everything doesn't really matter. We just have to win this game. Tyler Dibbling launches it into the penalty. A good header and a really good save from the keeper, incidentally. Jake O'Brien it was with the header. Absolutely towering over the opposition defenders. Unfortunately, it remains 2-0. If we'd have got a third there, it would have been curtains for Burnley. Arguably, this is probably one of our best performances of the season. I know we've had a couple of 4-0 wins recently, but to be doing this against the league leaders is remarkable. And we've absolutely battered them as well. We've had a lot of attempts at goal, possession, not quite as much, but we have dominated this game. And just need to get control in the midfield here. Cherise is picking it up. We do actually have a week before the game against Stoke anyway, so we do have time just to rest players. And Kokalakis is just at the post there, as Burnley somehow managed to get it clear. Do have a yellow card there with Jacob Brad, I've just noticed. There's a couple of players that do need resting a little bit. But again, with that game against Stoke in a week's time, we have got time to let the players just chill a little bit until that next game. That's a massive 3 points for us. Saidu playing it back to O'Brien, back into Saidu again. And now Dibbling, smashed away by the defender. Edwards wins the header, Fanu wins the header, Dibbling as well. Just not quite able to get it on the deck, and Broja played in behind. No offside given, Fabio Vieira into Broja, and it's a brilliant piece of goalkeeping from Noel there. Really, really good save. And I mean, what can I say? Is when it's mattered the most, we've come out with a fantastic performance, and that is the important thing. Brilliant stuff from our lads today. And Sunderland beat Stoke 3-2, but it doesn't matter. As things sit, we are 5 points clear of Sunderland. And I think, unless that league wasn't up to date properly, but I'm pretty sure that that secures playoffs for us, unless it has changed matters a little bit. We're only 3 points ahead of Sunderland, so we do need to get the Stoke game out of the way. In terms of goal difference, I'm not entirely sure how it sits. I will just have to have a look at that. So we're set on 21 goals, goal difference, and Sunderland are on 20. So massive, massive game, this one, against Stoke to come. So bear with me, and we'll be back for that one. I'll just double check the fixtures quickly. So Cardiff are at home to Derby, who are 4th. So that's a huge game. To be fair, depending on how things go, we could even finish 3rd in the table. Sunderland are away against relegation-threatened Coventry. So Coventry have to win to preserve their status as a championship club, and Sunderland have to win to give themselves a chance of the playoff places, and Cardiff have to win as well. So if we lose, and Cardiff and Sunderland win, we drop out of the playoff places. All to play for ahead of the game against Stoke. Okay, then here we go for the last game of the season as it stands away at Stoke. Stoke can't finish any higher or any lower. They are fully cemented in that second place finish. It's just a case of what will happen with other results surrounding us and if we can win this game. If we win this game, we've got nothing to worry about. We will be in the playoffs for certain. If we don't win this game, Cardiff and Sunderland can leapfrog us, and we would then drop out of the playoffs and have a disappointing finish to the season. We've had three really good wins in our last three games, three clean sheets as well. Fingers crossed we can get over the line. In terms of recent performances in training and such as well, I am going to be starting Garcia today. He has been fantastic for us in training recently, and fingers crossed we can just get things finished and done. Debelko's going to start ahead of Dibbling. Bit of a risk with that one. Dibbling has played well at times for us, and we are going to switch those guys around as well. And in terms of at right back, I am going to start Yakubu ahead of O'Brien. Bit of a risk, I know, but I think it could work out well for us. Obviously, we've got experience on the bench should we need it. Fingers crossed we can get the job done today. It's going to be a really tough game for us. We've still got our backup keeper Noel in the sticks as well. So really, really tough scenario for us. All we've got to do realistically is avoid defeat. Even a draw, I think, would be enough because Sunderland are 3 points behind us. Albeit if we fail to win today, they and they do win, they would then leapfrog us on goal difference in terms of if we lost and they won. If we draw, it will be enough. Can we get over the line? Fingers crossed. Let's see how we get on. It's all to play for here. And obviously, naturally, we will be keeping an eye on other matches as well. So Sunderland is the game that we've got to keep an eye on, and Cardiff. Sunderland have just gone behind away at Coventry. Coventry, of course, in that bottom three at the moment. They need to win to be in with a chance of staying in the Championship. So regardless at the moment of what happens in our game, we are staying in the playoffs. Charisis looking over the top there. Kokolakis couldn't get onto it. It was a little bit too far ahead of him, and Stoke managed to clear. Garcia winning possession back, though. Plays it into Taroma. That's a good pass. Kokolakis is in. And it's a really good save from Watmuff. But I think actually Kokolakis was offside anyway. But that's a massive, massive scoreline for us. Luckily, we can actually see both scores at the bottom. 2-0 to Coventry. And it's looking ever so promising for us now. And obviously, the Cardiff game doesn't really matter either. It is literally the Sunderland game. Even if Cardiff win and we don't, we could drop to sixth but we'd still be in the playoff places. Sunderland losing to Coventry is massive for us at the moment. Debelko just holding on to possession and laying it back to Vera. And again, there's not an awful lot that needs to be done because of that early scoreline at the Rico as Cherisis gets in behind. It's good control and it's a good save again from Watmuff, and it remains 0-0. But obviously, it's still early days. It's only been half an hour on this final day of the season, and anything can happen. Sunderland could easily come back. They did it, in fact, against Stoke in their previous match as well to win 3-2. Jovanovic lays it back to Bridge Wilkinson, and now Denner. Gulzar, Denner's strike, and it's just curled wide. And Stoke, albeit they're fully secured in second place, they don't have to really do an awful lot today. But obviously, all the pressure is in that Coventry-Sunderland game at the moment. Coventry, as things stand, will also stay up. So massive, massive game going on at the Rico. And it kind of puts a bit of a dampener on our game, doesn't it? Because regardless of what happens here, with the fact that Sunderland are behind, we could lose and it wouldn't even matter. Cherisis, though, coming forward from that right-hand side, and he's just had a goal from distance. I mean, it's a poor effort, really. Quite away over the bar. And as we approach half-time, it remains 2-0 in Coventry, and that is exactly what we wanted to see. And the Belko here with a corner on the stroke of half-time, swings it in, punch clear by the keeper, Kokalakis. I mean, it's a brilliant header from Jovanovic to get that clear. A lovely controlled half volley there from Kokalakis as well, but we just couldn't find the back of the net. It remains 2-0 at Coventry, and as things stand, I believe that means Coventry would stay up. It wouldn't. A Blackburn winning as well. A Blackburn winning as well. They are. So Blackburn are 2-0 up away. So regardless of what's happening for Coventry, they'd still go down as things stand. That is a massive blow for them as things sit. And we'll tell the lads to keep doing what they're doing. We've been relatively in control of the game. Obviously, in the second half at Coventry, anything can happen. So we just need to keep control of our game now. A point was what we needed for certain anyway. So all we need to do is just keep an eye on everything and carry things on as we are. And then, of course, in the coming up episode in a couple of days, we will have the playoffs. And fingers crossed, we could be in line for promotion to the Premier League. Yakubu into Saidu, back to Yakubu again, launches it down the line. Charisis picks it up, needs a bit of support though, but he's done well to beat one. Can he get past the second player? He can. He's managed to get the cross in to that far post. Belko cut inside a little bit too far though, and there was no outlet there in the end. Vera into Tarome and lays it back to Mwanga. And now Vera again. Into Garcia. Again, we seem to have really got the control in the midfield today, which is good to see. Yakubu now with a bit of space to run into if he decides to. Saidu plays it forward. Yakubu does find that space, lays it to the edge of the penalty area, and it's a it's a very ambitious volley by Santiago Garcia, but again remains 0-0 right at the start of the second half. Really promising start from our perspective. Coventry 2, Sunderland 0. It remains, and Blackburn are still 2-0 up at Swansea as well, so it still means Coventry go down. Marsa with the delivery here for Stoke. There's the header from Gulzar at the far stick, and Stoke take the lead. Very much against the run of play, though. We've been by far the better side today, and I would be a little bit more annoyed, subject to the other score that we're keeping an eye on, of course, but in the end, it's a straightforward goal. But again, we're not doing that. Do you see what I mean? We've got a lot of big lads in the squad, and we're not doing that from set pieces. We've just been so absent from set pieces at times, and then defensively, we've just not been at it. Here's Debelko into Garcia, and now Tarome. Back to Garcia again. Tarome looking for Saidu. It's easily cut out. And all of a sudden, Stoke have found their stride here as Jovanovic plays in Torre, and Noel makes a good save. He was actually offside anyway, Torre, but it remains 1-0 to Stoke. And I'm still keeping an eye on the Coventry game, of course. It is still 2-0. So regardless of any circumstance at the minute, we do remain in the playoffs. Cardiff at 0-0 with Derby. And I think we still finish fifth as things stand as well. In fact, Derby have taken the lead at Cardiff. So all of the sides chasing this last playoff place are behind, including ourselves. Burnley 4-0 up against Sheffield United. They've had a complete capitulation, by the way. They've completely fallen out of the playoffs, Sheffield United, after being in that top three, top four for quite a long part of the season. And as we enter the 5 minutes of added time, it's a bit of a sour note to end the episode from the perspective of the fact they've had one shot on target and scored it. We've absolutely battered them, but we've lost 1-0. And in the end, Coventry have won against Sunderland, which is exactly what we needed, but they have still gone down. And unfortunately, we enter the playoffs with a defeat. So not the best performance from our perspective, but nonetheless, we have managed to get over the line and finish in the playoffs. Obviously, there's a lot of pressure. Even now, there is still going to be a lot of pressure. We have to win in the playoffs, and we are up against Derby. I will simulate the first leg of the semi-final, and then we'll come back for the second leg and we'll see exactly how things go from there. But we've made it in the end. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It's all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.